Hey there, YouTube. So we're here with Bose SIE2 headphones right here, the sport headphones. They are right here, and this is a video of sound leakage of the headphones because they all leak a certain amount of sound, and surprisingly, the Bose seems to be the worst offender. You can probably hear that. It's on not even all the way half volume, and the Bose are almost just the loudest. Like you can probably hear that from a few people away. You'll be hearing your music. And we literally just plug in the little Apple headphones here real quick, and kind of surprising. They're just way quieter. It's obviously because the sound probably isn't as good. It's not putting out as much of a high quality or a loud sound, but there's barely any sound leakage whatsoever compared to the Bose. You can kind of hear it, but it's just barely there. And then when you go to plug in the little power beats right here, which we have the headphones made for running, which if you were to compare these real quick, the Bose, like using these for skating or biking or running, these are the headphones you want to use. No doubt in my mind, I would not ever use these for like being athletic. It's too heavy, they fall out, but that's not what we're here for this video. We're here for the sound leakage, and it's kind of weird. The beats are actually the quietest. I thought the beats would be the worst offenders and they'd be really loud, but you really don't hear it at all, and that is until you turn the music up to about halfway. You're finally starting to hear the music out loud, a little bit of leakage. Still not even that bad. Like, it's barely even noticeable. You can kind of hear it, but it's not too much. And then when you go at the same volume level, plug in the Beats, or the Bose, my bad, it's clearly hearable. It's very, very there. You can't ignore the fact that someone is playing their music really loud and they're being a douchebag. And that's what you're gonna get with the Bose. It's kind of weird, but then we go and plug in the little free Apple earphones, and there's like no sound leakage whatsoever. There's like barely any. I assume it's because there's not much sound level coming from it whatsoever. I mean, until you take it to like full volume, you can kind of hear it. It's still, maybe it's just not that loud of a song. But yeah, you can barely hear it. It's just kind of funny, you know? So, I mean, if you're looking at buying these headphones because you think one of them leaks more sound than the other, that's really not it. It's really just the fact that the Bose are really good for doing sports things, and they're not going to break, and they're not going to get all scratched up and ugly looking like these already are. Got all types of dents and scratches on them, and you're going to be heard with these out loud. You're not going to be heard, actually, with the Beats as much, which is kind of surprising, but we have these Apple headphones on full volume. You can hear them. It's definitely, I mean, there are some douchebags out there that listen to their headphones that loud, and if you're listening to them with the iPhone headphones, people are going to hear you. You're going to look like a douchebag because you're listening to the crappy headphones. But if you do it with the Bose, someone's going to say something. No one's going to let that just go by. That is way too much sound leakage, and that's just like a mini speaker. No one's going to let that pass by. No, get out of here. We got one more pair of headphones here, the Beats Power Beats at full volume. And honestly, I think they're a little quieter than the Beats. Definitely louder than the Apple headphones. No one's going to really hear you with those. They're just going to think you're a cheap douchebag. But with the power beats at full volume, it's not as loud, I'd say, as the Bose. But we have one more little test here, and that is at like very low volume. I listen to my headphones right around there, like 4 little bars of volume. And at the Beats, 4 bars of volume, really no sound leakage at all. You barely hear anything whatsoever outside of the headphone, which is really good. Let me go ahead and plug in the little Bose right here. And you can hear it. There's no doubt in my mind that can be heard from the person sitting next to you. Like, I go to college, and people in college would hear me listening to my music only 4 little things up. It's not even halfway up. And the Bose are already leaking sound, which is not very good, to be honest. because that's pretty embarrassing to have everyone else listening to your song. And at the same volume that Apple headphones, probably the quietest. That's probably just because they don't put in out any sound at all. Even when they are at full volume, they're still barely making any sound. Like you can look up. It's just barely there at full volume. And if you're ever listening to the Bose at full volume, you're just gonna have bloody ears and a lot of pissed off people because it seems like it's just twice as loud. Like you can actually listen to your music at full volume through your Bose SIE2s like it's a speaker. You don't even have to put them in your ear. They're literally that loud. So that's basically the test I wanted to run at like 2 bars. The Bose are basically unheard. You can't really hear them whatsoever unless you obviously have them in your ear. No one else is going to be listening to your music. That's the only, like, after about 2 bars of volume, people are going to start hearing your music, which is a little embarrassing. But at 2 bars of volume, the beats are completely silent. Like, no one is going to hear that. I don't care if you have ears that can hear pins drop in libraries. You're not going to hear these beats making any sound at 2 volumes unless they're in your ear. It's just going to be a lot quieter. So if you're actually going after headphones to not leak sound, if you're always in a situation where you have to be dead quiet and you're in libraries, I hate to say it, but the Power Beats look to be the headphones that don't let out as much sound. They seem to keep more sound inside the headphone than outside the headphone. So that's just the comparison. There it is. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Subscribe for future videos. If this wasn't what you were looking for, check out my other review videos between these 2 headphones. I kind of go over some different things, but that's that. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't ever buy these. If you see a friend wearing these, take them out of their ear and throw them in the trash. These hurt your ears. They're bad for your ears. They're bad for your style. They're fucking horrible. Don't wear these. Buy a pair of some decent headphones. Yeah, that's it. And subscribe. See you guys later.